Okay, so this is a little lesson on percentiles. And percentiles are just a way, really, of understanding and organizing your data. The simplest is the 50th percentile, which is the median or the middle value. It's just literally the middle value of the data. So we have, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reviews. Say these are online reviews for a restaurant or something, and we want to know what the middle value is. The middle value is 7. It's kind of obvious. We have 3 to the left and we have 3 to the right. Now we can find percentiles. There's like lots of slightly different ways of doing it, but this is one way of doing it. And this is just a formula that, given the number of items, given the percentile you want, you can work out which number is you're looking for. So let's just play around with it a little bit. So n, we have 7 items. Let's just say we're looking for the median, so the 50th percentile, the one in the middle. Divide by 100, add 0.5, which is just kind of a rounding kind of factor, and we get 4. So that's perfect. We want the fourth number, 3 to the left, 3 to the right. The 25th percentile, i.e. the first quarter, that's the 2.25th number. Now, we usually would just round it, so here we'd say the second number. Say we want the 75th percentile, which is 3/4 of the way along. It's the 5.75, is the 6th number. And I could do the others. I might as well do the others while I'm here. So the 10th percentile, we don't get past the first number. And the 90th percentile, with a 6.8 round to the 7th number. So you kind of get the idea there. So that was just kind of a quick example. So let's just do it with my original data, my order costs. Let's go to one of my other spreadsheets with cost per order. Control C to copy. Now we want to put in the second column. So just select the second column. Now paste values. Now we're pasting values because this formula was derived. This was derived via formula, the number of items times the cost of items. So if I just did a normal paste with formulas, it wouldn't actually paste the values. Now, what we want to do is we want to actually, to do percentiles, we want everything in order. So let's just check it. And let's go to data. We've used this lots of times already. Sort, just use the default option, smallest to largest. We get everything in order. Now, we actually want the number because we're going to use that in kind of to look things up. So we've got just the kind of the number of the how far along we are. So we have the ordered number. And so this would be the first. Now there's 2 different ways of like doing this. I'll show you the kind of the shortcut. So we've got, we've got like, if we move the mouse in the box, we have this kind of cross. We go to the bottom right corner, we have a much thinner cross. Click your left mouse button, hold it, and then drag it down. And you see we have a little pop-up, which is an autofill where we've dragged it to. Click that and put fill series. Another way of doing this would be like having 1 in the first, then this would be equals A4 plus 1. And then just select everything further down and do a Control D to drop down. And you see each value is the previous cell plus 1. Either of that's going to work. Okay, so let's just think about this here. So we have, first we need to find the number of items. So we're just going to call that n, and that's just going to be we don't. I mean, I could have just typed in 94, but let's just have it as a separate number. So let's just calculate. This is the formula given in the book. So this is n times my percentile. all over 100 plus 0.5. Now, as we're going to be dropping down and we don't want the end to, change, we're just going to put a little $sign here. So it stays E1, drop down. Now you see this is all well and good, but we haven't rounded yet. So Excel has a round function. So we just put the results into the round function and you pass the number and the number of digits. We don't want any decimal places, so we're just going to do 0. Now again, select everything and Control D, and now you get the rounded numbers. Now to get the values from the table, this is just a simple application of what we previously did with VLOOKUP. So with VLOOKUP, my lookup value, I want to look up 10. I want to look it up in this table here. And the value I want, we're looking up in column 1, so we want the value in column 2. So you can see here, it finds the 10 and it then puts 3185. And I nearly forgot, the table does not change, so we need to put dollars before the 4 and the 97. Okay, so this gives, and I'm going to format as dollars later, this gives me the dollar value of all these kind of values here. Now, Excel also has some percentile functions. They work, as I said, there's lots of different ways of calculating percentiles. They're all slightly different, depending on what they include and what they don't include. We're going to use percentile.inc as the book. And inc just means it includes the edge values, the first value and the last value. X does not include those values. I guess they're susceptible to being outliers. We're just going to do percentile inc. And just pass it this array. And again, we need to make sure if we're dropping down, we need to make sure that 4 and 97 are all dollarized. Okay, so we've got the array, which is B4 to B97 and dollarized. Now, we want the value of K. Now, K here is just going to be the percentile. But for for the Excel functions, we do it between 0 and 1. So we just need to divide by 100. So a 10th percentile would be 0.1. The 50th percentile would be 0.5. So we go down here. And you see it's not quite the same. It just uses a slightly different metric, but it's very similar values. Now, Excel also has a quartile.inc. And here I said the 25th percentile is the first quartile, 50th is the second, and 75 is the third. So let's just, for completeness, whoops. And so, sorry, we're going to, again, select all of this. So it's going to be, I should have just copied and pasted that. B4 to B97. And you can actually, it's got a little drop down. So we're going to click 1, which is the first quartile. And we get exactly the same value. And this should get it for the second and third quartile, which we're just going to copy and paste. So second quartile and third quartile. And remember, I told you the middle value was actually the median. So 50th percentile is the median. Excel also has a median function. And just give it a second. Let's just kind of copy this. So just type in median. Let's just copy the range as before. And again, we get the same value. Now, the formatting is a bit messed up here. So let's just get everything the same font and everything the same format as a currency. Did I format as a currency? No, I formatted as a number. There we go. We have our values. So these were the manual created. These were the Excel percentile, Excel quartile, and Excel median values. And we're going to kind of use this sheet in a second, where we're going to kind of calculate some other measures such as the mean, the standard deviation, and various types of range. That's completely the